So I'm kind of getting the sense here there's something that you didn't want to take a risk with in the past, and now you're reconsidering it. And have a look. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping around all over the place. Let's have a look. I'm gonna actually have a look. I've been looking at what's at the bottom. I do that in my personals, but I don't usually do it in the journals. So this came from the bottom of the deck, right? So this is the underlying energy, Seven of Cups. Which dream is worth pursuing? Which dream isn't? Now, what should happen? I don't even like to use the word should, but with the Seven of Cups, it's emotional, right? So with cups, it's how we feel. Which dream calls to us emotionally, what, because we're going to invest in it. If we love it, if it calls to us emotionally, we'll do whatever it takes to get it. So we're looking at our options and gauging our reaction based on how we feel about it. But are you doing that? Because underneath that, we have the Three of Pentacles, and that's more about how can I make this work? Is there a kind of a practical way to build this, to go forward? Who am I going to have to work with? Is it going to make everyone else happy? This is the card for compromise, working together, right? So there's a lot going on here just with that underlying energy. Let's pop this over here. We'll keep that out. Let's move these along a little bit. My Virgo moon's been having a field day with the reading so far. All right. So yes, Seven of Cups, options, right? What are you facing? What are you looking at? And, for some people, this is going to be amazing. That's brilliant that you're looking at it, not just from how you feel, but, not every dream is viable, right? I mean, say I decided, my dream is, well, actually, I don't know, because I kind of tend to believe I can make all of my dreams come true. But, that's the whole thing. I want to be Prime Minister of the UK, that kind of thing. I'd have to give up tarot for starters and start changing up what I'm doing, right? And maybe that's what you're looking at. Well, if that's my dream, what steps do I need to take? What are the practical steps that I need to take to make this work, to make this happen, right? At the heart of your reading, we have the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, right next to this is what I was going to say before. It's the focus. And the focus is about recognition. It's about, it's a success card. It's a victory card. And it's being recognized for all the effort and the work that you've put into something, that you're standing out from the crowd. I always see with the Six of Wands. Interesting that comes up there when we've got the Seven of Swords coming up next to it, where this person's out on show, right? Out on a parade, the homecoming hero who's achieved something amazing. This is the Thief and the Knight, two very opposing energies, right? And they're kind of having a little standoff there. But that's the past, the foundation. Now, I want to say this, and if I see a specific storyline, I will say it. I always say it if I see something specific, otherwise I read the general energies. If this is a relationship reading for you, then somebody was a secret, or, this was a relationship that was in secret, and now the focus is on bringing it out. Going out in public together, coming out to each other's families and saying we're together. That can be the energy of the Six of Wands and the Seven of Swords in a it could be relationship, any relationship, right? Whatever the nature of your relationship is, but that's what that can mean, because this is in the shadows and this is out in the open, and it's being recognized and it's being congratulated and all of that wonderful stuff. So that's the Six of Wands coming up there. But how does that tie into what your options are here? What options are you exploring? Is that the first step that you think, well, okay, we can't keep doing this in secret now? The Seven of Swords, let's talk about that for a moment before we go back over here. As the foundation, so last week, last month, last year, you might have avoided something. This is where we don't want to take a risk. It's the Thief and the Knight. The whole reason he comes and steals in the middle of the night, he doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want to get seen. It's the lowest risk time for him. And he doesn't even take all the swords. He just grabs what he can and leaves, right? So there is that sense here, but it's the sense of taking a risk. I don't know if I want to take a risk. I think that's changing. Some of you are going to, I don't know, with this kind of energy coming up, there is every kind of chance that something that I'll never do this. I'm never going to do that. I just can't. Well, you think, okay, well, maybe I can. That it's that much of a shift that comes in. And it comes from this. That maybe in the past, because the Seven of Cups is illusion, it's fantasy, right? This is too good to be true. This is never going to happen. It's building castles in the sky or whatever. It's that kind of energy. But with the Three of Pentacles underneath that, it's like, no, well, what's the practical steps behind this? And I always say this with the Three of Pentacles. This is mind, body, and spirit for me. So it doesn't even have to be other people. It's getting all aspects of yourself to work together, especially with the Seven of Cups. Because, yeah, that's your feelings. But why do I say mind, body, and spirit? Usually there's a guy in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, there's a guy with a plan. That's the mind, right? And that's what we can say. It's this guy here. He's kind of pointing. He's saying, oh, well, we need to do this. The body is the guy who's actually doing the work, the practical work, right? He's working on this. He's painting in this scenario. And then the spirit would be this kind of priest-looking guy here, right? Who's coming in. So it's about getting all aspects to work together. Can we build this together? Is there a practical way to move forward on this? How do we grow this? How do we go forward? And it's about whatever your situation is, it's time for it to come out. It's time to say, hey, because that's the other thing. This might be, I'm kind of getting this, it's the two of these together, I swear. This can be shame. Someone who's ashamed, so they're not saying something. And this is like, well, screw that. I'm not ashamed. 6 of Wands. This is that pride. I have pride in what I've done. And no one put him up on the horse. That's very important to remember. He's carrying that victory. He climbed up on his horse. He grabbed that wand and he put a victory wreath on it and said, hey, everyone, look at me. Look at what I've done. Look at what I've achieved. Look at who I am. Which that's a really difficult thing for a lot of people to do. But whatever this thing is, I mean, if you're trying to get someone's attention, that's the getting the attention card. That's how this progresses. It can't stay in the shadows. And that shadow time, it's gone. It's in the past. It's the foundation. Now, let's look at what's in the present. In the present, we have the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands, well, this can go a couple of ways, right? Have a look. So we're looking at this energy up here. So is it a dream worth pursuing? If the 7 of Cups is asking this week, is this a dream worth pursuing? Is it a dream worth pursuing? Well, this is then going to say, well, I don't see the defensiveness here, not with the 7 of Swords in the past and the 6 of Wands here. Although this can be read as someone who's being very defensive. They've been doing something for too long. They're too tired and they're just like, I don't know if I can deal with any more of this. But the other way to interpret this is the tenacity, the perseverance, the endurance. I've done it. I've stuck in this for this long. I'm not giving up now. I will find a way. I will find a way to make this work. Which, hey, that's the way I always go. But, that's up to you. That's the whole point of the 7 of Cups. 7s, I always feel that 7s when we reevaluate. We reevaluate. And you have 2 7s here. So the 7 of Swords in the past was, I don't know if this is a truth I want to come out or not. I don't know if this is a truth I'm willing to share, right? That's the 7 of Swords. We're evaluating. Is it a risk worth taking? 7 of Cups. Is it a dream worth pursuing? 7 of Pentacles, I'll just tell you the other 7s. It's where, do I continue putting effort into this? Am I getting the rewards I want? Which one have I missed? 7 of Wands. What do I stand for? Deciding what you stand for and no more shit, not taking any more. So it's always an energy of reevaluation with the 7s. And you have 2 of them coming up. The 9 kind of indicates this is a wrap up. When the 9 of Wands comes up, it's as if you've been doing something, and it might be that that's the case here. The reason you've not been able to come out, let's be honest, if this is like a relationship reading for someone, it might be that, and you'll know, this is not a prediction. Remember that, I think if you're in a third party situation or whatever, and it doesn't have to be a third party. It might be that you're wrapping something else up. Like, I can't until I get my business sorted out. I can't until the divorce is final, that kind of thing. So when the 9 of Wands comes in, it's very much an indication of this is about to wrap up. We're about to move to the 10. This cycle's almost done. No matter how long this can drag ass. Trust me, when the 9 of Wands comes up. That's why the guy's so battered and tired, because he's been there forever. And it's like, this is never going to end. And it's like, nope, it's ending. Because the 10 of Wands is the final, throw that burden down and then we're done. We're done, right? But it is some truth coming out. I want to say that. Because when you decide here with this energy, do I stick with this? Do I keep going? And unfortunately, my lovelies, or fortunately rather, I believe it's fortunately, that's your decision. Some of you are going to go in 2 very different directions here. Some of you are going to say, no way, I'm not ready for this still. I don't want this. But the ones that this reading is for feels like the ones that are like, I'm ready to go step out, put myself out there. I'm ready to do this. Whether you have a relationship, coming out of a relationship, or looking for a relationship. For work, right? You might not want to take a risk to switch jobs. But if you want that dream, if you want to build whatever it is you're looking to build here, then it might be wrapping up your contract, wrapping up where you are now and going forward. But the reason I believe that this is about a truth coming out, and it's your truth because you're the one sat on that horse, but you know, it is general, so it can go both ways, whatever. I would never encourage anyone to just sit and wait. That's not anything that I will ever encourage anyone to do, because we can always do something. Even this guy, he's defending something, yes, but you know, he's in there, going to keep going, going to keep doing this. Where does that lead? It leads to the Page of Swords, and that's what I'm saying. There's a truth coming out. Now, I want to be clear. It's not the King of Swords. It's not the Queen of Swords. It's not the Ace of Swords, or even the Knight of Swords, who's a bit blunt, but you know, it's the truth. It's the Page of Swords. So I just want to be, if you're the one revealing some truth that was hidden in the past, like you're ready, because it's coming out under this Six of Wands. Just be very careful to explain it very well, because it might be misunderstood. With the Page of Swords, there can be a misunderstanding. Or it might be that you need more information. But even with that, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a bloody spoon of salt, you know, when the Page of Swords comes up. Because he's the spy. And yeah, the spy is really good at getting more information. Very good at that. I also, let me just finish that thought first, because something else is coming in. Yes, he's very good at getting information, but doesn't mean he always understands it. Doesn't mean he always understands it. Now, the other thing I want to say here is, you, or, you know, whoever this is, general, can go both ways, right? This is someone who's been in the shadows, and we got the Page of Swords here. If, apart from the truth and information, this can be someone who's been watching from the shadows. I don't know, some of you might make videos like I do. You might be doing something else, and it's almost as if, you know, someone is out in the spotlight doing whatever they do, and someone's been watching. But, you know, even here with the Page of Swords, there is communication here. So make sure it's understood. And especially if you're trying to explain something to someone, or coming out with your truth, because there's very much that kind of energy here. Please take the time to, you know, a lot of people, what they do is, well, it's obvious, isn't it? It's obvious to you because you know the full story. A lot of people don't understand the full story. Not that you have to explain yourself to anyone, but misunderstandings can arise when the Page of Swords shows up. Now, the advice is, the main thing here is that in the past, there was this risk of aversion. I don't want to do this. I don't want to take this risk. Now there's full-scale commitment, 10 of Pentacles. Now, whether this is, but the difference here is, before it seemed like an illusion, now you see a way of building it, but you build it together. That's the key thing with the Three of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. It's that it's our long-term security and stability. Now, what does that mean? It can be that job that we enter forever, right? You know, that I'm going to be here till I retire. You know, this is my career path. I want to do this. This is my business that I'm going to build so I can leave it behind as my legacy. This is a card of legacies. Or it can be the home that you're building for your family. In a relationship, you want to, you know, grow old together. You want to have a family together. You want to build a house together or do whatever. It's that kind of energy. It is that kind of energy. It's your legacy. But it's a commitment card. It's full-scale commitment. And I will say this, you'll know if this is your reading because this is a bloody long time coming. And there's a shift in your perspective. It's not you waiting for someone else's perspective to change. It's yours. It was too good to be true in the past. Now it's like, well, okay, mate, hang on a second. We can build this somehow. All of that effort has been worthwhile, but you'll know that because of how you feel. There is a sense of coming out of the shadows, I swear, with this energy. Right, let's get you some oracle cards. Oh, gosh. Nearly dropped a whole lot there. All right, Cancer, thank you so much for watching your reading.